When you see Brooklyn Irby with her 6 children ages 2 to 12 today, you'd have no idea that just a few months ago they lost virtually everything they owned in a house fire that gutted their Peoria home in the very early hours one November weekend.
I heard the smoke detector going off. I thought it was just like maybe the stove, because I had problems with the stove before, but then I heard the kids screaming upstairs that the house was on fire. When I got to the top of the stairs, the whole upstairs was already on fire. By the time he arrived and I realized the house was on fire, the house was already up in flames.
They didn't know the house was engulfed in flames until they all got out and looked up at the top.
Robert Harris estimates the fire had been growing for 15 minutes or so before he arrived, having apparently started in an old water heater in the attic.
That's a real toxic dark smoke when it comes from the roof, because you got the tar and all of that, and that's where it was.
The 40-year-old former Marine was getting ready to leave for work when he stepped onto his front porch and noticed smoke rolling out of the house several doors away. He ran to the home. He kicked in the front door and started feeling around for Brooklyn's children. After finding out from her, some were still inside.
I didn't really see a whole lot, but I seen a little bundle on the couch and something told me to touch it. I know.
That bundle was toddler Kenny. Robert handed the boy to his friend and workmate Dennis Washington before he ran back in and broke through another locked door to find a second child in the smoke-filled house.
It was just a spur-of-the-moment type thing, and after it was done, everybody was out, everybody was safe, and I walked back up the street. At that point in time, my employee, he was there, and he picked us up, and we went on out of town in Champaign and went to work.
Brooklyn says she and her children escaped serious injury with Robert's help. She had lived in the house just a few doors away from Robert for 6 years, but had never seen the man before that fateful day.
He came from nowhere and helped, stepped in and helped, and played his part, so he will always mean something to us. Because anything could have happened, where we could have got trapped in the house, anything. So he means a lot. I feel blessed. And, somebody like Robert, you don't find those type of people at all. They hard to come by. For somebody just to see a house already up in flames and to just risk their own life to come in there to save others, that means a lot.
Robert is proud of the card and stuffed animals the kids gave him as a thank you. They're displayed prominently in his dining room. He shrugs off comments about his bravery and says he did what anyone should.
Faith, F-A-I-T-H, forsake it all and trust in Him. God do all these things for us, okay? We don't do anything on our own.
Robert actively avoids going by the remains of the house now, says it's too emotional for him. The entire situation makes him think of his own kids and family.
Just thinking about what would have happened had I not been out there, because at that time in the morning, we were the only 3 people that were on the street at that time.
For Brooklyn Irby, there are no ifs. She experienced Robert's quick thinking, and she's forever grateful. The family was able to save only one possession, this photo album of Kenny, the first child Robert saved from the burning building. Brooklyn is thankful to have that book of memories, but she's most touched by the impact Robert made on her children. She says the fact he was willing to reach out in their time of need means their family is still together, and that's a lesson she knows her kids will carry with them their entire lives.
Sometimes you sit there and you think that you have it hard when you really don't, and then you have strangers that come through and do so much for you to help you get back, and then you find yourself being in a better place.